or maybe some piece or
very good question. It happens. It happens very rarely. To be honest, very rarely. When I come on stage, the rule of the game, of my game, is to arrive, to get on stage empty, completely empty.
Yes.
I don't want to have any preconceived idea to play or to cheat somehow. So I'm very empty, and I arrive virgin, like, white. And sometimes, yes, rarely, I play, and, oh, this is not bad, this is not bad. And I use this very bar or rhythm or idea or, chord, sometimes arpeggio. And it might be the beginning of the music thing. It happens. And to be honest, I love to play in the green rooms. That's why I like to get there a good couple of hours before.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find something, oh, okay, I will start the improvisation with that.
Yes.
To be honest, yeah, sometimes. But it's supposed to be completely fresh, which it is. I know it's not frequent in the classical world to start with improvisation. I know that.
Yeah, but this was in earlier years, so.
There used to be something common in the past, and jazz players do that, very, very normally. Prelude.
Yes.
That's before.
But in Baroque era it was very typical.
Absolutely.
Yes, on musician teams.
Yeah, and I feel paradoxically more in the tradition than the tradition.
Did you ever study composition?
What?
Did you ever study composition?
Yeah, of course, many, many years. Yeah, all parts of it. In parallel with the guitar. Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. It was such an experience because it is full of rules, as you know. And there is a moment for a couple of years where you get confused as a composer because you want to apply all the rules. And it's something impossible on the guitar especially. So it makes incredible. But I got to know that the rules were made to be, overpassed, and it just, rules are made for your information. For example, never do parallel octaves, for example. Debussy spent half of his life doing that. But just to know that it might sound, bad or wrong or heavy or busy. But once you know that, you can make mistakes. But when you're a student in composition, you want to apply all the rules of the guitar. So it doesn't make sense. It's very hard. It's very difficult. And music is not that. Of course, composition is being aware of what you're doing. And you can overpass all the rules you want. But the important is to know the way it sounds. This is to be avoided. For example, how many times I read this? You have to avoid this. And don't make major thirds, for example, in counterpoint. Yeah, I know why it is asked. I know exactly why. But once you know that, okay, it's under control. The composition, it's vibrant. Harmony, it's vibrant. Yeah. But it stays. I think when I'm composing, I'm always thinking of my teacher, who is 94 years old man today. And I know exactly, I remember his voice, and when he said, no, this, forget it, this, forget it. But it's still there.
While studying composition, of course, you have to try all instruments and samples and orchestras and everything. And did you write a lot of music for other instruments or for orchestras? For other instruments or for orchestras?
Yes, I did. Not really for all orchestra, but I did for string orchestra.
Yes,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, I wrote
and
three concertos.
of course, you're a wonderful player. I understand that most of your music is for guitar, but how does it feel to compose, just compose for example, for orchestra?
You know, the way, I mean, the fact that I studied composition make you control everything in your head, and eventually you hear things. You know, by writing and over and on, eventually you can hear things inside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And at least observing the rules makes your music sound good.
Yeah.
At least with that, you know. If you respect the rules, no risk of, bad things or dissonant things. But I'm able to control what I'm doing. Whatever, either if I write for 2, 3, or 15 instruments, I can control. It's easy. It's very easy. Yeah.
But when you compose for guitar, and if you see a large, or if you hear a large picture of music in your head,
yes.
do you feel that guitar is too small for some musical idea, or do you find the solution then how to express it on guitar? Or?
Yeah, this is absolutely very, very interesting what you're mentioning now. It's something I could stay hours and hours with that.
Yeah. Because I think this should be one reason why you or other guitar composers why you use so many new effects or some percussion or not percussion, whatever, to express something.
Let me try to take an example, which seems to be paradoxical, but this describes and answers exactly what you say. For example, what I love in writing for guitar is not to use the guitar first. I don't use guitar. I write something that I feel here. I want this. That's the reason why the visual part is extremely important in music composing. Not only that, the visual part, to follow the lines and voices and everything. It helps a lot to write and to develop things. I write things and I say, okay, now I would love this. I mean, the other part to be the melody here, Then, okay, I write something, and then take the guitar. It's impossible. You can't do that. I never do that. Oh, shit. Can't do that. No, let's try again. Take the guitar. I tried an incredible figuring I won't have thought about before. With the guitar in hand, kind of thing you never think about. It's impossible. And step by step, you make it possible.
Yes.
And you know what? It is easy. It is easy. Kind of, for example, for a good example, the tremolo I played yesterday.
Yes.
Remember the end of this tremolo?
Yes.
I do the upper part. Remember that?
Yes, yes.
I was tremoling the B string and doing the canto on the first string.
Yes.
This is typically something, when you have the guitar in hand, you never think it's possible. It's impossible. But it's not only possible, but very easy. So this kind of thing I love that. To make something impossible, playable, easy, and guitaristic.
Yes.
This is my super reward when it happens. And it is something that cannot happen with a guitar in hand. It's impossible. Because guitar in hand, you're very constricted, you're in a jail somehow. With the same reflexes, same arpeggios, same everything. You know? And this forces you to think and to imagine things impossible with guitar in hand. And it's great. This is my favorite part. that I'm pushing the limits. That is the reason why, because I'm not only a monomaniac of guitar. I play with my head also.
So it's exactly like John Roland did many hundreds of years ago. He didn't compose for you.
Yeah.
He did it perfect.
Exactly. He's perfect.
Perfect piece.
Is...
Yes, with all rules, and then he arranged for guitar.
Exactly.
For
I didn't know that,
yes.
but I'm very proud for him.
Yes.
No, I didn't know that. Are you sure?
Sorry?
Are you sure of what you say?
We can't be sure because we haven't seen that, but
Yeah.
we have some legends.
This is super interesting.
Huh?
I love that, what you say. Yeah, and I'm sure Saul did develop the same because Saul is so perfect. Saul is so perfect. Yeah, it was, composed also. But don't believe, at the same time, don't believe the people who say that, the guitar players who say that they don't use the guitar when they compose. It's impossible, just impossible to compose well for the guitar without trying and trying. Or it is bullshit made by non-guitarist composers who never use the guitar, never ask advices. It's shit, when something is not guitaristic, it's shit. It's hell. I know what I'm saying. So don't believe that, oh no, I never use the guitar. It is great to get away from the guitar, and it's great to be with the guitar. It's kind of back and forth, permanent. It's what I'm doing, Forget it. Okay. That is great because it is such a complicated, such a tricky, such a labyrinthic instrument. And you know what I mean? So it's full of surprises.
Yes.
The harmonics, the vibrations, the different fingering. It is me, even though we have experience on instrument. It is endless. The more I know, the less I know. Something like that. So it's full of mysteries, full of surprises. So you have to compose with the guitar, but not like a hostage of the guitar. Get free, get rid of it when necessary. Both. It's what I do believe. Before the play.
Yes.
For example, when I'm teaching, and they play Peterson, they play the composer Walton.
Yes.
I love them. I love Britain, I love Dublin, I love these English people. And sometimes it is true that I'm dying to say something, to replace something, for example. A harmony to put a harmony instead of what is written. And I'm hoping that, and I'm trying to be sure, convinced that the composer would have said, yes, that's nice.
Yes.
But I feel that I have, my duty is to tell my students about my idea and do whatever you want.
Yes.
Do whatever you want. I have some other ideas, for example, in the Rodrigo, in the Aranjuez. I had some ideas. Some of my students took for themselves, some didn't dare. For example, cadencia in the second movement. You know what I suggested? It's a bit crazy, but it sounds very well. In the cadencia, the second cadencia, to put the fifth string in G sharp.
Yes.
G sharp. Often. It sounds like a big Arabic lute. It sounds great. The only outcome is to get back to A. That's it.
Yeah.
Because the moment is a bit difficult to do. But it's worth it. It works really. It's great. It sounds fantastic, really. You have to find a good place to put it to G sharp and to, this is the only problem. That's half of my students did that. Oh, great, I love that, And then you don't have any barrel problem, It's all free. Try that. And another one, a little idea at the very, very end. added one more octave,
Yeah.
putting the 6 in D.
Yeah.
You have plenty of time. This one is a piece of paper. You have plenty of time to put in the very end while the orchestra is playing. So you have plenty of time to do that. And I'm always thinking of Rodrigo saying, sí, sí, es una buena idea. Me gustaría, for example, he said, oh shit, I cannot do the last octave because it's in E. Shit, de mierda, no puedo. So it's my responsibility, it's my choice as a composer.
It's probably, for composers, non-guitarists, it's probably most difficult year to change. Change some tuning and think, and start to think in this, because they are not it. They can't imagine.
I know. But I'm sure, it's my responsibility, it's my thought. I'm sure, don't tell me he didn't think of that he would have loved to have the extra octave.
Yes.
I don't believe that. Of course he did. He said, oh, I cannot. Because the E is, I cannot.
Yes.
I'm sure he regretted not to have the D. So we can do that very easy, and it sounds good. And you get me? Try to, and then it doesn't exist on the score. So things like that, you know. As a composer, I feel that, you know, some fingerings, very complex, very difficult, very non-guitaristic, and sometimes it depends on one extra harmony or two, makes the thing sound great, much easier, you know.
Yeah.
Because I know the guitar, the geography of the guitar, and so I cannot resist. I'm not like, you know, those kind of little soldiers, they treated. No, I'm exactly the opposite of that. Because music is something very flexible, and guitar is very complex, so I'm a composer, I have my card. You know, so somehow I'm not respectful in the meaning of somebody a bit, you know, short-minded. We have to be, you know, open-minded to.
Which are your favorite composers?
What my favorite?
Yeah.
You mean all categories?
Let's say contemporary.
I love many composers. My super favorite are Bach and Chopin.
But from contemporary period?
Oh, now?
Now?
So many, you know, very. Before you compose for the guitar, for example?
Yeah.
Who? You say Walton, you say.
Do
I
they
love Leo Brauer, I love Gismonti, I love Takinitsu, I love him. Really, his work is great.
What do you think about Castellano Tedesco?
I love Tedesco. I'm an admirer of Tedesco. And I defend him, neoclassical or not. I love him because he's a very sincere musician, a real guitar lover. He wrote so many things.
Difficult.
Very prolific and charismatic. Difficult, but always charismatic. And he was, I think he played a bit, just a bit. I had pictures with him playing the guitar, like Frank Martin, for example, with the guitar. So they were in love with the guitar, of course. You cannot write so many things without being in love with the guitar, of course. I loved it. Yeah, I love Ponce. Sir. So for you, I think a good answer for you. I was saying, my friend, in the car that I'm correctly finishing to correct 100 new pieces. The first volume is available since a few months, okay? And the other 50s are really to be done, to be available in a few months. So 100, the name is Lisson, which means 100 of Roland Dyens. So it's the equivalent of letters. You have all kinds of styles and The level is medium size, small, and the last one is the tremolo I played because it was okay. I wanted to write something, a new tremolo. I never wrote a tremolo before, and the number 50. I mean, the last one of the first balloon is the habanero. I played this. Okay, but the rest are, you can find all styles, even a Chinese reggae, the blues, all kind of stuff. Greek stuff, contemporary stuff, funny things with the one I'm correctly correcting is have fun. It is only with the maximum of guitar effects possible on one page. You know, I think I used maybe 25 different bending, slap, bartok, wow, a lot of things. Funny. It's like an encore. Could be an encore. Yeah. And there's a piece called Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap. And many different pieces. For beginners, for blues people, blues players. Duos, trio, 2 quartets. Yes. 100. In fact, there are 101. But when I say that before, all the people, why 100? I had to give explanation, and I decided to say 100. And no one bothered me with that question. And there are indeed 101, but no one will count. Yes. I hope. I don't say anymore 101. So why 101? Because, you know, it's 100. Okay. I even wanted at the beginning, when it was supposed to be 101, to put the cover as, you know, the dogs, the Dalmatians, because they were 101. Same color, black and white, but it was a bit like, too much like cows. So we did this stuff. Yeah, it's one, the first volume is available. Productions, those, you know, kind of Quebec. And the others, I'm correcting the last one. So, good answer.
Okay.
Yeah, 20, it's a bit, the new 20 letters that were made like 40 years ago. Right. Very difficult to write well and nice and sexy pieces and easy at the same time. This is a big challenge.
Are you going to make a recording of that, like 20
I
letters?
was planning to do, you know, it was my first idea, and then I turned to record them for YouTube, and then nothing. People already play on YouTube. Yeah. It was my former idea to record all of them, but I changed my mind. With YouTube, you know, people can, whatever they want to hear or to watch, they can have. Even among the 50 I was mentioning, people recorded already on YouTube. So I'm expecting a lot from these 2 different books. And it's available in separated pieces, single pieces, or 1 volume. It's going to be as well like 12 or 10 cahiers, you know, separated, and 1 big thing for the rich, wealthy people, American amateurs. You know that. You know, they have blues who have like 6 fleta and are playing crap, you know, like crap. Yeah. You know, the rich American retired people. They're nice. They know a lot, much more than I do myself. A lot of guitar. You know, they know everything, and they call every morning to know the new duplications. You know, you know what I mean. You have a lot of people like that in America. I was very, very, very happy to be here for the first time. I said last, never. I said the last time. No, first time. What a sound, what an atmosphere, what a place. Mr. Matthews, you will enjoy like crazy. Oh, it's a present. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the city, beautiful. I didn't know this. It's Tallinn, wonderful. I would have loved to stay a bit more, you know, but next time. Yeah, to take advantage of the city and to speak perfectly of the language.
Yes.
Some other questions? No?
küsige, võtab
Tiit, ma oskan küsida, aga tegelikult tähendab ma võin koha pealt.
And that's a very good question because I've attended on many, let's say, events like now, but never asked such kind of question.
Yes.
Because, you know, speaking about money is kind of taboo.
Yeah, taboo.
But he broke this taboo.
Oh, yeah?
Küsi just selle tagu.
Yes, he wanted, because he's composer. Because he's composer and he's probably inventing or trying to invent one small, just one hit to get a lot of money. And he's very interested. How much money and tango and sky?
Okay. That's funny. You say, yeah, perfect. Pocket, you say? Okay. That's great. That is fantastic. How good, first of all, so you're willing to write a hit, right?
Yeah.
First, never think of being you know.
Yes.
It comes, I don't even remember that I wrote Tango.
Yeah.
Okay? I swear. And Tango and Sky was like a selection of improvisations, and eventually I played in concert, but without mentioning it was my composition. I swear, for many years, I was a bit ashamed by that. I was snobbish, not because I was very young. And people love this. It's an anonymous tango from some Argentine composer, popular, famous. Oh, nice. And a friend of mine was, you know, he was angry at me. He said, "You're crazy. You should say it's yours and then publish. Please do that." And I knocked at the door of Le Moine, publisher in Paris. And it was not my first, but my second publication. It was in 1985. Now the money. Of course, it's the top of my list in terms of selling. But I swear I don't make money with that.
Yeah.
Because I would have made money with that if people would buy it as normal score. Photocopies of the third generation, the Russian people in particular do a lot of stuff with that. Unfortunately, I could have. You know, there is one case I made money with Tango and Sky. It was for an advertisement on the Japanese TV.
Okay.
I got rights because a wonderful player, a female player, made an advertisement for Toyota. And I got 9,000 euros. It was for, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. But it was a part of the cake. The publisher, the CD, the company. It was my super, Okay? But if people were buying the original Tango and Sky forever, of course, I could think of the one for you. Like a song. But no, it's by far the top. I have the list of the And then come Libras Martina, Saudade, number 3. And the 20 letters come in the first group. Absolutely. I'm very happy for that. And a lot of things. But some pieces are like one sale in a year. That's fun to see the big hit parade. But on one side is if some people would have made a song on one side with lyrics, I'm sure. You know what? It's played everywhere. I mean, some years ago, my cousin called me. He was in the street, or he was in a bar in Buenos Aires, or and he goes, listen. And it was a group playing, a band playing Tango and Sky. Listen to that. And I was in my bed in Germany. It was late. Where are you? What? And the guy talked to me. So my parents once, they were in Nice, in France. And they were listening to a Polish guy playing tangos in the street. And my mom said, I'm the mother of... Oh my God! And the guy came. Once it happened, my parents, they were willing to take a boat from Corsica to France. And there was a strike, big strike. Only a few people could enter. No, it's impossible. But please, we have to. And I don't know why. The guy was a guitar fan, the boss. And that's it. Okay, that's fine. Roland Dyens, so sometimes it's funny, it's just fine. But never think of doing a hit.
Yeah, I know this.
Every time I want to make something like Tango and Sky.
Tango and Sky.
I think I wrote it down. In one of the latest print publication. I think I told the story of that, but I will say it again. Once I received from my author rights company, Statsenko in France, there were a name written. It was Tango Celeste.
Tango?
Celeste. You know what means Celeste in French or maybe in English? From the sky.
Celestial.
Yeah. Tango Celeste. And it came from Japan. And so it was the translation of Tango and Sky. Celeste. Crazy. So, and what the mistake, there's a mistake by spelling it like sky. It is spelled S-K-A-I with a double dots. It's an expression. Sky in French means a fake leather, a bad imitation of leather. Very cheap thing. And it became an expression to mean something a little low level, like someone who speaks very badly English. He speaks in English on Sky, which is fake or bad or cheap. And I wanted to be humble with this tango by naming it Tango and Sky because it's not a true tango.
It's a fake tango.
It's a fake tango. It's a caricatural tango. Exaggerated. That's it. Tango and Sky. That's it.
See on see õige story selle tango.
Yeah. But the first meaning of sky, which is a word which tends to disappear anyway in the French vocabulary, it's fake leather. Fake. Bad imitation of leather. Okay. So, you control.
Soovite küsida veel midagi, rääkida veel midagi with Pärts music? You have the melodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
Then you listen this long.
Yeah, you're right. You know it's long,
Yeah.
so
You know that it should be long.
you compensate. Yeah. I agree. You're right. And it's something you don't know, you think,